Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines. Well, if you haven't heard the SEC versus Ripple news, we're going to give you the overview today. And guess what else? Amazon using NFTs tied to real-world assets. And by the way, Gary Gensler's not done. He's just getting started. Bitcoin may be next, ladies and gentlemen, and I think everyone's going to get a turn at the SEC at being sued. We're going to show you SEC's plan to kill cryptocurrency. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter for exclusive content. Right now, it is $1.07 trillion market cap for cryptocurrency, $22,399 and change. For Bitcoin, $1,567 and change. For Ethereum, Tether market cap, $71.7 billion. And XRP is 37 cents, up 3.4% on the 24-hour. Now, let's take a look at this. If you haven't checked it out to see if it's right for yourself, check out my sponsor, iTrust Capital. This is a great way to get yourself institutional custody if you're a retail investor, because that's exactly how you get your crypto and how it's stored when you buy a crypto IRA at iTrust Capital. You can transfer your existing IRAs, start a new one, roll over your 401k. You can buy and sell the things you want in your own back office of your portfolio. It is phenomenal. Click that link below and check it out for yourself. Let's take a look here. Amazon NFTs will be tied to real-world assets. Token may be incoming. Oh, really? Do tell. And they do. We go into this, and I'm not going to read the whole thing to you so you can breathe a sigh of relief. And here we know, they tell you, and as a reminder here, is 167 million Prime members in the USA. Wow, that's a lot of people. That's over half the country, right? Well, close to it if it isn't. So here they say basically what they're going to do is tie these things to they give an example here, would be a purchase of a fashion-oriented NFT tied to a pair of jeans and pay with a credit card, sources said, just as they would with any other Amazon purchase. When they talk about this, they say Amazon's intention is to create some type of private blockchain. Multiple sources said, adding that it's not clear whether that could come about via a fork of an existing protocol. Several sources said it is also not definitive to their knowledge as of the publication whether an Amazon token would be a part of the deal, with one of them dubbing the setup as a very walled garden. Well, we've heard that term before too, haven't we? This gets very interesting. It says here they can onboard millions of users without educating people about self-custody, without educating people how to set up a MetaMask wallet, and so on and so forth. This is going to be interesting to watch this unfold. I can tell you that. We know how big Amazon is, and the fact that they're going to do this, and they are going to do it, tells me that we're about to see digital assets normalized for the rest of the masses. Remember, we're waiting for a moment of time to come. We're standing in line somewhere, and somebody who's just a regular consumer, out in your town or city, standing in line cashing out, turns around and says, "Hey, if you haven't gotten any NFTs, you need to get some, or if you haven't gotten any XRP or whatever it is." And then that's how you know when the masses are trying to tell us about it, right? Because we're speculative investors, and we've been here a long, long time. Speaking of which, Binance has been getting trouble here lately. We know that this right here is on the heels of the Binance USD being stopped by Paxos, right, which was doing that. So I feel that this is one more step to trying to cut the liquidity tentacles to Binance's token and cause them harm so they can go after the world's largest crypto exchange. And it may face an epic bank run, according to former attorney to the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission, John Reed Stark. And it seems like that is what it's set up for. Now, I don't want to see that happen. I'm not taking any pleasure in suggesting that. I'm just reporting this is what it looks like. And we're going to see some more information here that really sets up the tone that I believe reveals the SEC strategy, and we're going to get into that deeply in just 1 second, and you're all going to need to know it. However, keep an eye out today because Eleanor Terrett and John Deaton, who both will be speaking at XRP Las Vegas 2023 on stage, you are going to want to get your ticket for that. They will also be speaking today on Fox at 3:45 p.m. to break down the Judges Torres ruling on the Daubert motions. Tune in for that, tagging Charles Gasparino and Cheryl Casone on that as well. We will definitely bring that to you. This right here is the shocking stuff that we need to really pay close attention to because I think there's a much larger narrative here that's going to be revealed. And we're also going to hear from J.W. Verrett, who is a SEC former advisor, and he's going to shed some light, I believe, as well to this conversation. But this here first from Metalaw man, former attorney, James Murphy. Shocking new case filed by the SEC. The SEC has just filed a case alleging that, and stay with me through this, selling crypto mining equipment and offering hosting services for the equipment constitutes an investment contract under Howey. Yes, you read that right. Here's what you need to know. And you do need to know it, even if you're not holding Bitcoin. There's a much larger narrative, I believe, at work here. The case was filed in federal court in Utah. Some of the mining machines at issue are Bitcoin ANT miners. To my knowledge, the SEC has never issued guidance formally or informally that even hinted that selling mine equipment could be an unregistered securities offering. Many public companies doing business in the U.S. today are selling mining equipment and offering hosting services right now. And they have been in business for years with no apparent complaint from the SEC. The SEC's attempt to extend its jurisdiction to sales of mining equipment with no prior warning is just the latest in a growing line of cases where the SEC is attempting to stretch beyond its statutory authority. The overreach is accelerating. Congress needs to act. He does note here he previously worked with the lawyers representing some of the defendants in the Utah case. Look, this, I believe, is very important, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll tell you why. First of all, tell me you're going after all of crypto without saying you're going after all of crypto. That's what this is, I believe. Let's pull back just let's go 30,000 foot view. Bitcoin is proof of work. XRP is consensus. Ethereum is now proof of stake. I'm getting the impression here that the SEC is now going to go after each particular different form of cryptocurrency and how it is done, whether it's through proof of work, proof of stake, or consensus. And I think they're going to push it to the wall to get a legal ruling on each different kind of technology. And if there's a different one than that, they'll probably sue them too. And then this will create legally defined buckets that you would fall into once this is sussed out in court. And once you figure out how proof of work is seen legally, proof of stake, and consensus, which it does feel like with the Ripple XRP case, we are very close to getting some information on that. This tells me that that is a way to start to begin to organize a legal test, which may end up becoming the Ripple test because Ripple is first over XRP, the digital asset. And then you start to formulate what works and what breaks and what holds water against a Howey. And then after that, you could formulate a Ripple test or whatever test you want to call it for digital assets. And then based on your technology and what your actual token is based on, proof of work, proof of stake, consensus, something else, you would fall in one of these legal buckets of how it would be regulated and certainly taxed. That's what I see happening here. I tell you, I do see that happening. And I don't think I'm the only one. We're going to listen from J.W. Verrett here in just 1 second. However, I want to remind people, Judge Annalisa Torres has issued an initial ruling as of last night in the SEC versus Ripple case, but it is not the summary judgment ruling. Instead, the judge has issued a 57-page ruling on both parties' motions to exclude expert testimony from summary judgment Daubert motions. You need to know SEC lawyers tried to get Judge Torres to bar John E. Deaton from participating in the case, in part because he revealed the name of their expert witness, who, by the way, is not allowed to be in this now. Instead, she not only did not ban Deaton, but agreed with him that the expert should not testify on the behalf of XRP holders. Thank God for John Deaton and what he's doing. But to speak to what I'm saying about the possibility that each form of technology that currently exists for digital assets and cryptocurrencies will be sued in order to get a legal clarity and definition on these assets. And it does not mean that the SEC isn't trying to control all of this, because it certainly does. I'm not dismissing that at all. But to go further, I believe it is to challenge each form of technology. That way we have legal classification, which bucket it falls in. And this here, shared by Crypto Law, is J.W. Verrett's comments coming up in just 1 second. But first, no matter how the SEC is resolved by Judge Torres, conventional wisdom is that the losing side will appeal. When it does, the case may become the vehicle by which administrative law itself is transformed. This is from J.W. Verrett in Law 360. Now, I can't read you the whole article because I don't have a subscription to it, but I think he's hinting to this because if you look at this, look at what it says here. Crypto is major question. Only appellate courts can answer. This is speaking, even in the title, to exactly what I'm saying in the way we've been analyzing this space. I'm not saying this trying to be right. I'm saying this because this technology is new. And if you're going to have real value and real money transferred across these networks in any way, shape, or form, there has to be legal clarity, more than likely at the highest level. Goes on to say here, no matter what Judge Torres decides over the case, the SEC's other crypto regulations will continue for years, as legal questions are far too big for district court to resolve. That's what I think too. Now, I would love to see a settlement, and then I would love to see the U.S. Treasury and FSOC come in and deem Ripple and XRP systemically important and roll it right in and start off to the business. But you know what? Who knows where it goes? We'll find out, right? A couple ways it could break. But in the interim, understanding that we are close to some kind of a ruling on summary judgment, and that doesn't mean in part that it could still go to trial on some other issues inside the case. We don't know the full outcome. But Eggrag Crypto shares a chart here with the troposphere that says, this could possibly take us, if it follows the Atlas line, to $27 at some point, but we just don't know when. I find this interesting because $13, $27 seem to be numbers that really find a lot of technical analysts in this space, like Dark Defender, Crypto Bull 2020, Eggrag Crypto here. Now, I don't know whether this goes to $27 or 27 cents or 10 cents. But what I do know is that Ripple and XRP are further along on their journey for legal clarity of the digital asset XRP than any other cryptocurrency out of the 20+ thousand that exist today. That's going to do it for me. Not financial advice, it's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.